I don't think there's ever a place in a marriage for harshness.
I agree.
But there is a place in a marriage for directness.
It's sure enough is.
I do believe that.
You've helped me
and
out a lot.
Mature men, yes, a man that is mature and secure in himself. And if you are a Christian, if you are a godly man, you understand the difference. Hey guys, enough said, back with another video. Today we have a video that I think is important. It's going to address an issue that we may come from a different angle from. So let's jump right in here and let's go.
I think, and I've learned this, one of the things that causes a woman to lock the keys to her heart, and I know infidelity will do it.
Yes, sir.
I know that not feeling safe will do it.
Yes, sir.
I know that her not being able to trust you will do it. You know, you say one thing and do another thing. All of those things do. But I think that one of the biggest doors to a woman's heart that has the most complicated lock, of which only a single key can open, is she is very, very apt not to respond to harshness. That she can forgive you for doing a myriad of different things. But if you are consistently harsh to a woman, I think that locks a door that not even she knows how to always unravel and unlock.
Wow.
Have you ever had an instance where you were harsher than you needed to be? And you wanted, and this is men because we want this, we can be harsh today and expect that moments after the harshness, she should be fine. We're moving on and we're going on. But that harshness sticks with her. Because the Bible says in Colossians 3:19, it says, husbands, love your wives.
Harshness. What would you define as harshness in a relationship, in a marriage?
Cold, callous delivery of, like, anything you're communicating, that cold and callous delivery of it is what kind of comes to mind for me.
Yeah, I like that. And because I want to make a distinction. I think as we had this conversation, I want to make a distinction. There's a difference between harsh communication and direct communication. There's a difference. And herein lies the problem.
I love that distinction. Please break that down.
A lot of times, ladies, when your man is being direct with you, he's being direct with you because you're not listening, or you have not listened, or you're in your feelings and you're in that circular thing that women do when they get upset and it's all emotions. No, I'm being direct with you. Now, harshness is when it's not called for. Harshness is when the situation does not call for you to be cold or callous. I don't think there's ever a place in a marriage for harshness.
I agree.
But there is a place in a marriage for directness.
It sure enough is.
I do believe that.
You've helped me out a lot.
Mature men, yes, a man that is mature and secure in himself. And if you are a Christian, if you are a godly man, you understand the difference. Because here is the problem, and this is what I want you to address. There are women that all they know is harshness. All they respond to is harshness because of the environment they grew up in. Yeah, they're used to chaos. And so a man will say, hey, babe, you spend a little bit too much money today. Would you mind watching that? Okay. Next week rolls around. Hey, I thought we talked about, you spend a little bit too much money this week. You chill on that. Okay, well, I work too, and I know. But
my money, your money.
But You want me to be in charge of finances, so I'm telling you, you're spending too much money, you're breaking the budget. Okay, next week rolls around. Hey, didn't I tell you to not spend all that? Well, why you yelling?
You acting like my daddy.
Why you
I don't like
you
all that.
My daddy. I work too. See, there's difference. See, the second time he was being very direct, but you didn't respond to the direct. Then I get harsh. Then you respond to the harshness because that's all you know.
That's true.
What do you think about that?
I agree. We coach a lot of couples like that. And from a woman that's hurting and not healed in that area, when she's used to that chaos, when he is being calmer even direct, sometimes it's viewed as weak. Like
Yes.
he's weak.
Absolutely.
I need him to man up and step up. But then when he kind of elevates his voice and gets in his emotions, then I guess then it's too much. So
And what it is actually a deflection tactic. It's to make you feel bad as a man because you raised your voice. Now then to back off. Next thing you know, y'all talking about your tone instead of the fact that you spent all the money.
because I still plan to spin again.
Because I'm gonna do it again.
I still want you to know that I'm
Yep.
not changing. I'm going to spin because I am a spoiled little brat.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do what I want to do. So you need to know that. But I need you distracted, and I'll use my little red herring to get you kind of not off track.
Yep.
And yeah, so that happens all the time.
And for my fellas, sometimes with the way you grew up and the environment you grew up in determines how you communicate with women. You grew up in an environment where there was no man around. And you grew up in an environment where your mother was very harsh. She spoke harshly to you. And you think that you can do that with your woman. And you can't. Because your woman may have had a father. Your woman maybe have a different personality than your mother. You can't speak harshly to women. You just can't do that. You're not going to get your point across. And on top of that, when you get to the point where you're being harsh, I feel like you're being overly emotional. And that is a woman's realm. You're not going to win by being overly emotional with the woman and being harsh with your words. It's important that you understand that.
I agree.
It's really important because the problem therein lies is that if you're emotional, she's emotional, nobody's getting anything done.
Nothing's accomplished.
Nothing's going to get accomplished. All you're doing is pushing your wife further and further away if you're being harsh with your words. Some men, is all they know. They come from the streets or they come from that environment, and the only way they know how to talk is to be harsh.
Yeah.
They don't know how to be soft. And that's something that you have to learn. If you're going to be successfully married, you have to learn how and when to be direct and when to soften. You got to know that.
Ooh,
That
it's a
comes with
balance.
maturity. And there is a
Yeah.
balance. It is a balance. But there is no place in a marriage for harshness on either side. I just don't believe that.
I was just going to say that, Pastor Keon's making it seem like it's just women that don't like that. But as a man, if I'm speaking very harshly to you, how would that make you feel?
Well, what's the running joke we always have? When, don't put yourself in a man's place. That's a joke between me and my wife that we have. Like, and the joke is simply this: don't put yourself in a situation that you ain't built to handle. So if you come in a man like another man would, you putting yourself in a man's place. Don't put yourself in a man's place because you're not gonna like what you get back because you ain't built like that. So it's simple. Don't talk to me crazy. I won't talk to you crazy. I won't talk to you crazy, and you don't talk to me crazy. That's kind of the way it works. It needs to be a level of respect there, and I think that, especially in Pastor Ken, obviously he's a pastor, and I think that in the modern day church, we put all the onus on securing the relationship on the man. That you're the one that has to have the restraint. You're the one that has to have
Little to no accountability on
Absolutely.
the woman, which is why when they come to our coaching sessions, we have to break down the woman and get her to really see herself, because she's coming from an environment where she's told that all you do is win, 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 and he need to get himself together.
Yes.
But that's not the real world. It's a bubble, and it's not true. So then when y'all come to us, we got to kind of be the bad guys, and you really coming to me for a sisterhood agreement, like, you got me, but you don't know me. I'm one of those ones that will actually get you. I will gather you just so that you can heal.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm being mean or harsh,
No.
but I'm doing it so that literally you can be whole, because you need to know the truth. You need to be held accountable.
It's deprogramming.
And
You have to
yes.
deprogram them,
And it's a lot of work.
a lot of women that grew up in the church are default set to men need to do better.
Men need to improve.
That's the
Men need
default
to-
setting,
yeah.
is that men need to do better because that's what they grew up hearing in the church, because the messaging is catered towards women because it's a majority women. And so there's a lot to unpack
This is
there.
truth.
We're not going to get into it. We'll probably get into the other videos, but we're not going to get into that now. But there's a culture in the modern day church where men need to get themselves together, and if you do that, the woman will be just fine. That's not true.
Yep.
It's not true. We got to stop this. That if a man has himself together and he's a good man and he treats her right, and then that the woman will just somehow just magically transform like Optimus Prime into this beautiful submissive woman. That's not true.
No.
That's not even human behavior. There are such things as broken women. I have had this shoulder wet with tears from a man that was crying himself to sleep every night because his wife would not let him touch her. She was mean to him. She was rude to him. This man got up and worked every day. She did not have to work. He took care of everything.
Faithful
And everything. But she disrespected him, was unfaithful to him, and no matter what he did wasn't good enough. So I don't want to hear this thing that women are just these perfect little angels, and if men acted right, that y'all act better, because it's not true. I done been in the game too long. I've been married for 22 years. I've been coaching and counsel couple for 10 years. It's not true.
Nope.
You are not perfect, sis, and he is not either.
Nope.
So why don't y'all just
y'all
pull it together and get on down the road, because both of you broken.
And with that,
That's enough said.